In this week's Haftorah, we learned a fascinating story from the book of Kings. There was a woman that came to the prophet Elisha, and she said, my husband died, and his creditors are coming after me. They're going to take my 2 sons as slaves. The prophet says to her, what could I do for you? What do you have left in your house? She says, I have nothing left but 1 jug of oil. The prophet says to her, go out and borrow many empty vessels, bring it into the house, and you will pour from this 1 jug of oil to all the empty vessels. You would then sell them and pay back the debt, and you'll have some money to live on. The woman does that miraculously. From this 1 jug of oil, she filled up many vessels, she sold them, and she was able to pay off the debt and have money to live on. The Torah is a spiritual blueprint for life. What is the message for us? The Hasidic masters gave us this beautiful Hasidic interpretation. The woman in the story represents each soul. In our relationship with God, we are the wife, God is the husband. So the soul cries out to God, Elisha, who represents God, my husband died. In Hebrew, Ishi, my husband, also means my fire. And so the soul cries, my fire died. I no longer have a passion and an interest in your mitzvos. I'm totally numb. What should I do? And the same in marriages. There are times that a spouse cries out, what happened to the romance and love that we once shared? I'm numb. I don't feel it anymore. What should we do? God says to the soul, what do you have left in you? And the soul says, I have nothing left in me but 1 jug of oil. In the Kabbalah, oil represents the core essence of the soul. Just like oil, when mixed with other liquids, is aloof and doesn't lose its identity, the same is true. The core spark of our soul is never tainted by life's experiences, and it's always pure. So God says to the soul, go borrow many empty vessels. And that means do many empty mitzvahs and good acts. They are empty because they are devoid of desire and passion. And the same is true. Do kind acts for your spouse every single day, although you have no desire and you don't really want to do it. You might ask, what's the point of doing this robotic acts if my heart is not there? Says the story that she poured the oil into all the empty vessels. And that means that every so often our inner oil, our inner spark emerges, and we sense the beauty of our soul. If there's no mitzvahs, if there's no empty vessels, the soul goes back into hiding. But if when the soul emerges and there's many mitzvos, empty acts waiting for it, the soul then fills all your mitzvahs with the dignity, depth, and divine light. And then your life all of a sudden is full with beauty and light. And this is an amazing lesson for us. If we get up in the morning and we're not in the mood of God, we're not in the mood of doing mitzvahs and being moral or acting kind, do it anyway, even though your heart is not in it, because eventually you will sense the value of all your mitzvahs and the great light that you created. Have a wonderful Shabbos.